Hello friends, welcome to the next session on calculating the complexity of recursive algorithms. So recursive algorithms, to calculate the complexity, we first need to write its time function. And using its time function, we convert the time function into recurrence relation. And we solve those recurrence relation to get the complexity of the recursive algorithm. Yesterday, we saw substitution method for solving the recurrence relation and to get the complexity of the recursive algorithm. Today we'll look at master theorem. It is one of the easiest technique to solve the recurrence relations, right? That's why I put it in the title itself, quick solutions for many simple recurrences. But you should be very much careful about it because you cannot apply master theorem to each and every recurrence relation. Fine. So let's go through the master theorem. So master theorem concerns recurrence relations of the form T of n is equal to a into T of n by b plus f of n, where a should be greater than equal to 1 and b should be greater than 1. In the analysis of recursive algorithm, the constants and the functions take on the following significance. So n is nothing but the size of the problem, which is usually the input, right? A is the number of sub-problems in the recursion. See, recursion is you are calling the function itself again and again till the base case is reached, right? So the number of sub-problems, number of times your recursion is called is nothing but A. Now, n by b is the size of each sub-problem. See, every time when we call a recursive function, we decrease the value of n by 1. The previous lecture, if you've gone through, you can see the examples, right? So it gives you the size of each sub-problem. So here we assume the size of each sub-problem is same, right? And f of n is the cost of work done outside the recursive calls, which includes the cost of dividing the problem and the cost of merging the solutions to the subproblems, right? So basically, our recursive algorithms are nothing but divide and conquer algorithms, right? We use divide and conquer approach. A problem is given, you divide it into subproblems and you get the solution and keep on merging those solutions to get the final solution, right? So let us look at master theorem in detail. So this is the template of master theorem. T of n is equal to a of t into n by b plus theta of n raised to k log raised to p n. So any recurrence relation you want to solve using master theorem, you should be able to fit it in this master theorem template. Fine. If it is in this form, then you can apply master theorem. Okay, the condition again, a should be greater than equal to 1, a should be greater than equal to 1, b should be greater than 1, and k should be greater than or equal to 0, and p is a real number, right? Now, whenever you're given a recurrence relation, if you're applying a master theorem, there are three cases which are possible, right? The very first case is if a is greater than b raised to k, then the solution is T of n is equal to theta of n raised to log a to the base b. Case 2, if a is equal to b raised to k, then you have again three sub cases under case 2, which depends on the value of p. So if p is greater than -1, then you say t of n is equal to theta of n raised to log a to the base b log raised to p plus 1 n, right? And if p equal to -1, then the solution is T of n is equal to theta of n raised to log a to the base b log n. And if p is less than -1, then T of n is equal to theta of n raised to log a to the base. Is it fine? So when you're working with master theorem has three cases. Case 1, if a is greater than b raised to k. Case 2, if a is equal to b raised to k. And case 3 is if a is less than b raised to k. Again, under case 3, we have three subcases, which again depends on the value of p. Now here value of p is related to -1. Here we are saying if p is greater than equal to 0, then T of n is equal to theta of n raised to k log raised to p n. And if it is less than 0, then T of n is equal to big O of n raised to k. Is it fine? This is what is the main part of your master's theorem. If you remember this, then you can solve any recurrence relation where master theorem can be applied. Okay. So this is the template for master theorem. And under this, you have three sub cases. Your case 1, case 2, and case 3. And these cases depends on the value of A and B and K, A, B, and K, right? If A is greater than B raised to K, then this is the solution. If A is equal to B, then you check the value of P. And depending on the value of P, you have these solutions. And if A is less than B raised to K, then again you have two sub cases here, which again belongs to the value of P. If P is greater than or equal to 0, this is the solution. If P is less than 0, then this is the solution. Right now you might find it confusing, but when we go through the examples, it will become more easy. So let us look at the examples. So here, given the recurrence relation, T of n is equal to 3t into n by 2 plus n square. This is the recurrence relation given, and you need to apply master theorem to this recurrence relation. Now, this is our master theorem, right? Now, let us calculate the value of A. Now, what is A? Here, A is 3, right? So, A is equal to 3. Now, what is B? B is 2 here, fine. And what is K? N raised to K? N raised to K, here it is 2. So, K value is 2. And there is no log P, so P value is 0. So the very first thing, as soon as the recurrence relation is given, you need to calculate the values of, find out the values of A, B, K, and P. Fine. Once the values are found, now you will check. Now to which case it belongs. Whether the recurrence relation, you can apply case 1, case 2, or case 3. It depends again on the value of, if A is greater than B raised to K, then you go for case 1. If it is equal to B raised to K, you go for case 2. If it is less than B raised to K, you go for case 3. Now let us check. A value is 3, right? And B raised to K, B is 2, K is also 2. So 2 raised to 2, that is 4. So here A is less than B raised to K. So what it belongs to? It belongs to case 3, where A is less than B raised to K. Now case 3 again has two cases depending on the value of P. Now what is the value of P here? P value of P is 0. So it is case 3.A, that is A part of case 3. It is saying P is greater than or equal to 0. Then what is the solution here? You apply theta of n raised to K log raised to P n, right? So just substitute the values. N raised to K, what is the value of K? K is 2, so n square. Log, what is the value of P? P is 0. So log raised to 0, n. Anything raised to 0 is 1. So the solution is what? Theta of n square, right? So given this recurrence relation, if you apply master theorem, you can solve this recurrence relation and you get the solution as theta of n square. Again, I repeat, this is a time function of a recursive algorithm which is converted into recurrence relation. And to calculate the complexity, we solve this recurrence relation and we use master theorem to solve this recurrence relation. And the complexity of that recursive algorithm is theta of n square. Fine. Now let us look at another example. Now this is the recurrence relation given. T of n is equal to 4t n by 2 plus n square. Again, go through the template and check the values of A. Now A is nothing but 4 here. B is nothing but 2. Fine. And what is K here? K is 2. What about log? Log does not exist here. So value of P is 0. Fine. Now, again, you will be checking it, whether it belongs to case 1, 2, or 3. So we let us check the value of, calculate the value of A is 4, B is 2, and K is 2. So 4 is equal to 2 raised to 2. So it is A is equal to B raised to K. So A is equal to B raised to K, that is case 2. So under case 2, again, we have 3 subcases which depends on the value of P, right? Now P is equal to 0. So it is greater than -1, right? So what is the solution here? You have T of n is equal to theta of n raised to log A to the base P log raised to P plus 1 n. So just substitute the values of A, B, and P, right? So here again, n is to log A is 4, B is 2, log 4 to the base 2, right? Log 1 here. Why 1 here? P value is 0, right? So 0 plus 1. So it becomes 1 and remains as it is. Fine. Now, n raised to log 4 to the base 2 becomes 2, that is n square. Log raised to 1 is nothing but log n. So the solution to this recurrence relation is theta of n square log n. Isn't it that simple? You don't need to do anything, just need to replace the values. Fine. Now next, let us look at the third example. Here I have t of n by 2 plus n square as my recurrence relation, right? Now again, check for the value of a, right? If there is nothing, then we say it is 1t, right? So we say a is equal to 1, right? 1 into t is again 1. So we just take a value as 1, b is 2, right? And k is 2. Now if you just check it here, n raised to k, that is nothing but n square here. So k value is 2. There is no log here. So p value is 0, right? Now again, let us check to which case it belongs. So here you have a is equal to 1 and b raised to k, that is 2 raised to 2, that is 4. So it belongs again to the case 3, right? A is less than b raised to k. And again, look at the value of p, because again, there are sub cases, right? Under case 3, right? So it is p is greater than equal to 0. So it is case 3a. Then what is the solution? T of n is equal to theta of n raised to k log raised to p n. Just replace the values, and k value is what? 2. So n square, right? P value is 0. So log raised to 0, n remains as it is, which is nothing but theta of n square. Theta of n square. It's very simple, in fact, if you just remember the master theorem. Now let us look at example. Another example. So here you have t of n is equal to 16t n by 4 plus n. Fine. Now what is the value of n? A is nothing but 16. B is nothing but 4. And n raised to k. Now there is nothing here. That means n raised to 1. So k value is 1. P is equal to 0. There is no p value here. Fine. Again check a and b value. A and b raised to k. So a is 16. B raised to k, that is 4 raised to 1. That is 4. So 16 is, that is a is greater than b raised to k. So here if you let's check it, a is greater than b raised to k, that is case 1. Right? So you'll be applying case 1 here. What case 1 says, if a is greater than b raised to k, then t of n is equal to theta of n raised to log a to the base b. Just replace the values of a and b here. So n raised to log 16 to the base 4, which is nothing but theta of n square, right? Log 16 to the base 2 is nothing but 2. So it is theta of n square. I hope now the concept is getting clear. Let's look at another example here. Here I have 2t n by 2 plus n log n. Fine. Again, the value of a is 2, value of b is 2. K, that is n raised to 1, we say is 1. And here you have log now. If nothing is given, we say log raised to 1. So p value here is 1. Fine. Now again, check the value of a and b raised to k. So a is 2, b raised to k, that is 2 raised to 1 is again 2. So here you have a is equal to b raised to k. That is case 2. So again in case 2, depending on the value of p, you apply the 3 sub cases. So here again it will be case 2.a. Why? Because p value is greater than -1. P value is 1 here, that is greater than -1. So what is the solution here? Theta of n raised to log a to the base b log p plus 1 n. So just substitute the values of a, b and p, right? So n log, so what you write here? 2 log 2 to the base 2, which is nothing but 1. And here you are log 1 plus 1, that is log raised to 2 and n. So what is the solution? The solution, final solution is theta of n log to the 2 raised to 2n. Fine. This is the solution for this recurrence relation. Fine. Now let us look at some more examples here. Now your t of n is equal to 2 raised to n t into bracket n by 2 plus n raised to n. Now what is the value of a here? A is 2 raised to n, b is 2, and k is also n. Now, can we solve this? Can we apply a master theorem to this recurrence relation? No, we cannot apply a master theorem to this recurrence relation. Why? Because a is not constant. A should be constant. A is not constant here. We don't know it is 2 raised to n. Fine. Now let us look at another example. Here I have t of n is equal to 64t n by 8 minus n square log n, right? So again here value of A is 64, value of B is 8, right? Value of K is 2, value of P is 1, right? But still you cannot solve this. Why? Because there is negation. If you look at the template of a master theorem, there is no negation here, right? So f of n is not positive. So you cannot apply master theorem to this recurrence relation. Fine. Now let us look at this example. You have T of n is equal to 0.5 T n by 2 plus n. Here everything is fine. A is 0.5, right? B is 2, K is 1, right? Now, what is wrong here? If you look at it carefully in the equation, in the master theorem, we have the concept like A cannot be less than 1. So master theorem does not apply because A cannot be less than 1. So these are just few examples to tell you all, in some cases, master theorem cannot be used. Fine. Now, I want you all to try these exercises and give the solutions. Fine. Any difficulty, you all can put it in the comment box or you can put it in the Moodle. Fine. I hope the concept is clear. To solve the recurrence relation, we saw two techniques. Yesterday we saw substitution method and today we saw master theorem. Fine. Just to get the complexity of recursive algorithms. Stay home, stay safe.